Title: Our new garbage man was strange. I have always made eye contact. One day he stopped me. "You need to leave this house before it happens," he said quietly. "Tonight." "Who are you?" I start. He said it so quietly I almost missed it. "You need to leave this house before it happens," he whispered, eyes darting toward the window. "Tonight." I froze, hand still on the trash bin. The hum of cicadas filled the silence between us. "Who are you?" I asked. He glanced toward the porch light, the one my wife insisted on leaving on. Then he lifted his shirt. What I saw wasn't a tattoo, it was a scar. A precise surgical cut that mirrored the one I'd seen months ago, on the autopsy photos of my company's missing auditor. He let the shirt fall. "Now you'll understand," he said. Then, almost pleading, "Don't tell your wife." And just like that, he climbed into the garbage truck and drove off, taillights bleeding red into the dark. That was 3 months ago, and it was the moment everything clicked. You see, my wife wasn't supposed to be the villain in my life story. We'd built this house together. We'd built everything together: the company, the reputation, the illusion of security. She handled clients, I handled operations. A perfect team, they said. But she was also good at handling other things, like money, like men, like lies. The first time I suspected her was small, a late-night call she claimed was a supplier issue. But the voice on the line said, "I miss you too." I didn't confront her, not yet. I smiled, kissed her cheek, and noted the time, 11:47 p.m. The second time, I followed her. She met with my business partner, Daniel, the man who toasted our anniversary last year, the man who said, "If I ever hurt this woman, shoot me." I remember thinking, "Don't tempt me." What I didn't know then was that the garbage man, the stranger, was once part of their cleanup crew, literally. He'd worked for Daniel's waste management shell company, the one they used to funnel money from our joint accounts. He'd seen things. He'd been threatened. When he showed me that scar, it wasn't a warning. It was an invitation. For 3 weeks I watched them. Every move, every message, every lie. I installed cameras behind air vents, microphones inside the lamp bases. I cloned her phone, rerouted her emails, built a digital map of her betrayals. She was good, but I was better. They'd set up an offshore account in my name, a perfect fall guy if the authorities ever came sniffing. They planned to vanish, together, with my company, with my money. And they would have succeeded if not for the garbage man. I planned my revenge in silence. No threats, no outbursts, just small, deliberate moves. I met with an old friend at the bank, had the Fall Guy account flagged for suspicious activity. Then I tipped off the local paper about corruption in municipal contracts, the kind Daniel handled. Every thread they pulled to escape would loop back into a noose. Then came the house, our beautiful house, her temple of deceit. I transferred the deed to a holding company she didn't know I controlled. Then, slowly, I began removing things she didn't notice were gone. A painting here, a file there, the gun she thought I didn't know about in her nightstand. When she finally came to me one evening, nervous and smiling, I knew the play was about to end. She said she wanted a fresh start, somewhere by the coast. She'd already packed. Of course she had. I kissed her forehead, told her I'd meet her at the airport the next morning. She didn't know I'd already called the authorities. Didn't know Daniel had been under investigation for weeks. Didn't know I'd rerouted her flight payment through that offshore account, linking her directly to the fraud. I slept well that night, for the first time in months. Morning came with sirens. I watched from the hill above the house as unmarked cars filled the driveway. Daniel was handcuffed first, confusion twisting his face when he saw the reporters. Then my wife, still in her silk robe, screaming his name. The garbage man was there too, not working, just watching, arms crossed beside his truck. He caught my eye and nodded once, then drove away. They say revenge doesn't bring peace. They're wrong. It brings silence, the kind that feels earned. She tried to call me from prison 6 times. I never answered. Her lawyer reached out once, saying she wanted to explain. Explain what? That love was leverage? That trust was a tool? That marriage was just another contract to break when convenient? No, I didn't need explanations. I already had closure. Because the garbage man, the one everyone ignored, told me something else before he left that night. I didn't mention it before because, at the time, it didn't make sense. He said, they used me to bury things. But they forgot one rule. The garbage always comes back up. And it did. The financial records, the emails, the affair, the murder of the auditor who found out too much. All of it surfaced, neatly tied together in an anonymous drop to the DA's office. They thought they were burying evidence. Turns out, they were burying their own future. I kept the house, repainted the walls, replaced every light bulb she'd ever touched. The place still smells faintly of lavender, her favorite, but I don't mind. It's a reminder. Some nights when the garbage truck passes by, I stand by the window. He doesn't stop anymore. He doesn't need to. He already gave me what I needed, the truth, and the courage to act on it. And every time I hear that low rumble fade into the distance, I whisper the same thing to myself, steady and calm. They thought they were taking out the trash. They didn't realize they were the garbage.